All right, let's talk active and passive insufficiency. We're going to just have to keep reviewing this until we get it. Active insufficiency refers to active tension development. I move my muscles. Passive insufficiency refers to stretch. Muscles are being passively lengthened. Muscles can be passively lengthened by another therapist, or an agonist can shorten, and at the same time, the antagonist is being lengthened. We see that at the hip and knee. All right, so let's think about this. I'm going to perform, sorry about that. I'm going to perform an active straight leg raise using my rectus femoris. My rectus femoris is a hip flexor and a knee extensor. So when I lift my leg up, I can feel tension. Now, I can't flex my hip any more than what I'm doing because the rectus femoris is out of active tension. Now, if I don't ask it to extend my knee, look how much hip flexion I have. Tons more. But if you ask me to flex my hip and extend my knee actively at the same time, the rectus femoris is going to run out of active tension. It runs out of cross bridges. Okay? Two-jointed muscles, multi-jointed muscles are prone to active insufficiency if you ask them to actively shorten over all their joints at the same time. Now, when I actively lift my leg, the hamstrings is being passively lengthened. It too is playing a role here. Okay? The hamstrings extend the hip and bend or flex the knee. So when I flex my hip and extend my knee, can you all see the hamstrings are being lengthened? So I got active insufficiency on the front occurring in the rectus femoris. I got passive insufficiency occurring behind in the antagonistic hamstring. Passive insufficiency refers to passive tension. Now, think about this. If I passively lift my leg up, my hands are doing the work, not my rectus femoris. The only thing happening this time is passive insufficiency in the hamstring. If I actively lift my leg up, I got AI in the front, PI in the back. Okay? Either of those things can come into play. Let's look at the hamstrings being the agonist. The hamstrings extend the hip and flex the knee. So again, here I am on my stomach. I can either flex my knee, that feels okay, or extend my hip, that feels okay. But if you ask me to flex my knee and then extend my hip, I cannot do both at the same time through full range of motion. The agonist, the hamstrings, is becoming actively insufficient. And those of you that are thinking about the rec fem on the other side, remember the rectus femoris is a hip flexor knee extensor. When I extend my hip and flex my knee, it's being passively lengthened. So again, I got AI of the agonist, but I got PI of the antagonist rectus femoris. Now, if I passively, I don't use my hamstrings this time, and I just try to stretch my rectus femoris, I feel that stretch on the front of my thigh. That is passive insufficiency. Two-jointed muscles are prone to active and passive insufficiency. Don't take my word for it. If you're not doing what I'm doing right now, I'm 61 years old. If I can get down on the floor and do these things, you can get down on the floor and try these things. All right, that's it. Signing off.